Welcome to London, and what a historic day it is today. Today saw the coronation of the 40th monarch here in England, King Charles III. Amish Tripathi is with me. He is the Minister for Culture with the High Commission here in London. Absolutely fabulous today was, isn't it? Something that has gone down in history.
Extremely interesting to see. I'm not British Indian. I'm an Indian Indian. So for me, it had the perspective of looking at ancient traditions, because we are India and we follow very ancient traditions. And the UK has things which really come down from from a long time, and ceremonies that have been around for 900,000 or to 1,000 years, which for Europe is actually quite old, right? It was fascinating to see this. Fascinating to see the excitement of many of the British. So as an outsider, I was fascinated.
But also as a historian who's dug very deeply into Indian history, and that goes back thousands more years than what we are talking about in terms of the coronation. Every little ritual, every little artifact has immense value, and we saw that with the coronation as well.
Yeah, and like even the names of the processions, right? So the King's procession is from Buckingham to Westminster Abbey, and from the procession back is the Coronation procession. The fact that there's an old stone slab,
The stone
in
of
the
destiny.
throne, yeah, which comes down from ancient times. And many of the ceremonies are a mix of from what I know of Scottish and English and Welsh and
And for the
Irish,
first time, King Charles, with this ceremony, has introduced multi-faith aspects into a ceremony that's very much religious, and Christian religions comes from the Protestant faith. We saw representations from the Muslim community, from the Hindu community, from the Jewish, and also the Sikh community, offering him those really precious artifacts, very, very central to Christianity.
That was positive to see, and it reflects the path that the UK is taking. UK is it does have a Christian heritage. There are Christian bishops who are a part of the House of Lords, the equivalent of the Indian Rajya Sabha, but it is slowly becoming much more multicultural, which is good.
And you've been in this country for a while in your different roles with the High Commission. How has your interaction with the palace and with the king been so far?
Well, whatever interaction, I've had the honor of being invited to Buckingham Palace for some events out there. It's a grand palace, no doubt, and I have certainly enjoyed the interactions. I have learned a lot, and as a writer, one looks at tradition. One always gets inspired by seeing different traditions, different locales, different people, different cultures. One of the benefits of London has been I've interacted with so many different foreign cultures. It truly is a global city. And yes, that gets reflected in the way the cultural scene is out here, and what the palace supports as well.
Yeah, and you said it is a global city, and we did see representations from 200 countries here for the coronation. 2,000 people were at Westminster Abbey, including our Vice President. What can you tell us about his experience there? He's been with you he was just here with you shortly.
I think he's an extremely engaging, intelligent person, and who really speaks to people in a very informal manner. We just had an event with him, with students of Indian origin or Indian students who are studying out here. It was a packed hall, and today is the 6th. It's a coronation day. So in fact, we were a little worried that many of the students would not be able to come, but the the hall was packed. It really shows that they wanted to hear the Honourable Vice President, and he spoke in a very relaxed way, cracking jokes, engaging with them, and I thought it was a wonderful speech. And clearly, the students enjoyed themselves. You could see that in the number of times they were applauding, and and the engagement that they had. So. In that sense, it's good to see such good leadership
And he did call them the ambassadors of India,
true.
right here.
True, and in that sense, I think because all this is, it's going to be a decade where there's going to be a lot of changes, and that is a challenge for countries across the world. The long peace is ending this decade. The long peace of the last 75, 80 years. This decade is going to have a lot of udal-pudal. The quality of leadership in each country will impact how we emerge, from this decade. And in that sense, like I said, I think we are lucky. We have good leadership in India.
Yeah, and the relationship between India and UK is getting from strength to strength as we move on. So thank you so much for talking to us. And like I said, this is a historic moment, a moment where Britain has seen a coronation of a new king. But will this usher a new era for Britain and for Britain's relations with India? We hope it does. Thank you for joining us. This is Ruhi Khan in London for Mojo Story.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.